Welcome to RTA Motorsports.
Did the same thing again. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Crash here. This is RTA Motorsports. And today, what we're going to be doing, you can see the Oculus Rift S on top of my head. And we're going to be jumping into Assetto Corsa Competizione again. We're going to give it another shot. We're having some issues with visuals, and I think I got it just right. Just tested it a little bit. Still not perfect. Still nowhere near as nice to look at as like iRacing. As far as sharpness and detail, and it doesn't run as smooth. But I think I got it at a level that I feel is usable at the moment. So I definitely want to give it a shot. I want to try it. I want to try a full race, see how it is in VR, especially with this Oculus Rift S. Again, we do want to also jump into Project Cars 2 as well as iRacing. That still has to happen before the review comes out. So we have a lot of racing to do, a lot of content to do, but today is going to be about Assetto Corsa Competizione, and we're going to just do a quick race in ACC. If you guys have any questions, I want you to leave them in the comment box. I'll try to come back and visit them. Again, I cannot see chat while we're in VR. Very important to note that. But, you know, if you leave your comments there, we'll try to revisit them as soon as we can. Let me make sure everything is still tracking inside the headset here. Everything still looks pretty darn good there. Unfortunately, I am getting this weird little, I don't know why it's doing that. Actually, we might have to restart this title here. You could actually see there, the view that we're getting is like binoculars. Very strange look. We didn't have that yesterday when we were live streaming. I don't know what the heck that's all about. So, let's see if I could actually fix that real quick, because I don't know what that's about. And I hope everyone's doing well otherwise. And worst case scenario, if that doesn't work, I do know another way around that we could try to get going. But I would rather stream directly from the title itself, as using the Steam VR compositor never really looks as good. My headphones are like falling off my head right now. Oh well, we'll kind of bring them back here. Let me bend this down a little bit. There we go. All right, let's see. Let's try to reload up Steam. Assetto Corsa Competizione. All right, let's see if we get that same weird little graphical issue. Hopefully not. That was strange. I don't remember ever seeing that happen before. Kind of wonder if it has to do with anything with the graphical settings that we placed. It's happening again. So what we'll do is this, display VR view. Here, let me actually change the, I'm just going to switch this so you guys can see what's going on here. That's kind of the view that we're getting right now, unfortunately. I'm going to lower the resolution scale. I kind of wonder if that's what's doing it. That seemed to fix it. Let me see if we go back up again. Very interesting. Let's go to like 130. Let's see what happens here. Yep. All right. So the resolution scale So any of you guys that stream, if you change that resolution scale, that's going to directly impact the view that everyone else sees if you stream directly from your monitor. You duplicate your monitor. Very, very interesting. Okay. All right. At least we figured that out. And we'll get a little bit more performance. We had it at 170. It looked a lot better, but, you know, we'll just kind of deal with it for the sake of the stream. Yo, going on? All right, and let's see. Nailed it. Weird issue though, yeah. It should be a tech for them. I don't know. I think it's this game engine. So the car we're going to use, we'll use a Nissan GTR Nismo GT3, and we'll do a Let's just go to quick race. I kind of wish there was an option for one single practice session on quick race. Let's see, custom race weekend. All right, let me actually change this view so maybe you could. Oh no, it's not zeroing the headset there. All right, anyway, you guys can't see this menu, but practice length, custom race weekend looks like it gives me all the options I wanted. We're going to do, as far as, you know, just setting one practice or two practices. So we'll do a practice for, let's say, 10 minutes. Practice 2 is disabled. Qualifying is going to be 5 minutes. No, let's make that 10 minutes as well. Qualifying sessions count 1. All right, so this is cool. This is exactly what I wanted. It's giving me complete options to set how many practice, how many qualifying sessions, race length. Let's do a 30-minute race, but it looks like it capped. Oh no, 2 hours. So 30 minutes you could set there. Driver stint limit, race time multiplier. Let's see, race refueling enabled, starting positions qualifying. Opponent count, let's put that at 20. Mandatory pit stop. Let's do no pit stop. And that should be it. That should be good. Okay. And we're going to do it at Zolder. Here we go. Thank you so much. Everyone that's my pops in chat right there. Say hi. Yeah, you could definitely tell now that the resolution scale is down. That dash looks very blurry. Very, very blurry. And the other thing I don't like is you have to hit race. Even though we're in practice session now, so it doesn't quite matter. To go to view settings. View settings should also just be in that first menu there, I would think. All right. Let's get the belts on. Let's try to make this feel a little bit official. I was going to jump into iRacing. I was going to do an iRacing race, but I felt the need to... Sorry about that, guys. I felt the need to actually get back into ACC because I don't want it, you know, looming over me. I love this title so much on a screen. In VR, it's a great title, but it just needs some more polishing. And I don't remember it having this many issues before, as far as resolution scale and being clear at all, being able to even really use it. Lower the volume there on the title a little bit. All right, here we go. So let's exit the pits. We only have 8 minutes and 45 seconds left.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
Tires are super cold. But since the 1.0 release, I do got to say this VR in this headset doesn't look as well. Not only this headset, just VR in general doesn't look as good as it did. I think there's some config files we're gonna have to edit to really get this thing looking great. You know what? There's actually one more thing I think we're gonna do. Let's pull over to the side here. Let's go to options. I'm going to use their new style of anti-aliasing. I feel like this microphone's doing some weird stuff. Nope, that's a cable there. Okay. Pull that cable out. All right. Just want to make sure we are not hitting the mic. So if I remember correctly, I think their new style of anti-aliasing is not FXAA, it's KTAA. And we'll put that on Epic, being that we lowered a lot of the other settings down. Apply that. So I have a little bit of like a blur. Everything looks a lot sharper, less of the of that shimmering effect, but everything is pretty blurry. I mean, I got like a it almost looks like a Vaseline smear. Not as bad as temporal anti-aliasing was, but enough where it feels like it's bothering my eyes a little bit. That resolution scale definitely has got to go up, but then we gotta figure out how to best record off the screen. Yeah, this is pretty bad at the moment. I can't even see the curbs that well. Everything is smeared really bad. Like the individual red and white on the curb is actually like smeared together. So you can kind of get an idea as to what I'm experiencing. When I increased the resolution scale before, it looked pretty much like the way I was used to it being. So if you're not streaming, if you're just wanting to enjoy this, definitely play around with the resolution scale. It did make a big positive difference. I know they do have the VR pixel density but for some reason the slider on that wasn't activated. I wonder if I could go into config files and kind of edit that myself. We won't do that today. This is more about, I want to see how this headset performs over a longer race session. Probably break a little bit later there. I don't think I changed. Now that I think of it, I think I'm still on the safe preset. When we go to qualify, at least I want to go on the aggressive preset with this car. Get a better turn in off the gate. Kind of feel like I'm fighting the front end a little bit. If you weren't in yesterday's stream at all, we tried to stream yesterday ACC. We were just having so many issues that I ended up pulling the stream down. We ended up not even really being able to race, but I mentioned because of my mic setup, and this is not my headset, so I didn't want to glue anything to it. My mic is attached to my Sennheisers here, obviously. And so that's why we're using the headphones instead of the Oculus Rift speakers that are built in. And to fit over-the-ear headphones over this headband design, it's not a... It barely works. I don't recommend it. I recommend earbuds of some kind. This is not really, and this is like a really forgiving set of headphones that I have as far as fitment is concerned, and it's just not really able to make it over this halo design that Oculus has. So definitely earbuds, or I remember hearing that Oculus will eventually release their own add-on headphones in the future. And there's a headphone jack in the side here. You know, some really good headphones, actually, now that I'm thinking of it, that would work super well are the original Vive earbuds. Because headphone jacks here, that cable on the Vive earbuds are super short. They're in the ear design though, and I'm not a huge fan of in the ear headphones when gaming. But if you don't mind it, if you have them, that would work perfect. And I think I know where mine are, actually. Might have to try it next time. We only got 20 seconds left of this practice session, then we're going straight to qualifying. Max wait time, 2 minutes and 39 seconds. I guess that's a time delay before the next session starts. We'll just return the garage. Up. Woo. IB, how's it going? Torque, graphics is really bad for now, yeah. Unfortunately. All the joys of PC peripherals. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Oh, alright, I see what cable was bothering me. Sorry about the noise, guys. Let's actually get these headphones behind our head. It's actually like stuck. Ray Taylor, how's it going, buddy? What kind of lap times am I doing at Zolder? Well, unfortunately, we weren't really able to see the brake markers that well. So, let's see. We're going to be doing qualifying right now. They weren't the best lap times, to be honest with you. I think I was hitting like a 128 or a 129 or something like that, if I remember correct. Nope, it says 134. I don't know. It's, yeah. Probably like 133, 134. Let's actually put on the aggressive preset now. I may have to do it again when we go to the next session. If I remember correctly, I think that's what happens with this title. Let's go to the next session. To make sure the correct preset is on. Nope, back to safe. Let's go back to aggressive. Do you guys even see that menu? No, you do not. Okay. The menus are still not viewable for you guys, unfortunately. Alright, let's see what we get here. We got 10 minutes for qualifying. And definitely let me know how the audio levels are. If there's any issues like my mic's being boomy or anything like that, try to let me know. Cold tires, cold tires. Woo! Oh, you know what? Let me make sure of one thing also. There's one more thing I think I forgot to set on. Let's go back to pits. Oh no. There we go. Okay. We got 8 minutes, 35 seconds left of qualifying. Keep feeling like, with all these cables, keep feeling like my mic is falling off. Keep having to check for that. There it is. Yeah, turning is so much better on the aggressive preset. Trying to find my groove. Ah, we slid. That was a little bit smoother. Feel like we could take that sector there with more speed, but last lap was a 134.2. Come on, come on.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
133. That's not going to get us anywhere. That wasn't smooth at all. Ah, damn it.
Some light damage on the front.
Overdriven that corner. That was a 133.105 last lap.
Lap invalidated.
Got 2 minutes left to qualifying. Standing on the brakes here. Stay in there, come on. Let's see if we'll get one more lap down. That was 0.2 of a second slower than my fastest lap. So it looks like if qualifying's over, we may have qualified 15 out of 21 cars. Not the greatest, but we do have AI turned up, so I'll take it. And this lap was slower as well. All right. The different views we have here. Okay, so now we're going to go right into the race session. So yes, I'm on the Rift S. So yeah, we're going to have our full review coming out, and I'll kind of make comparisons to all the headsets that we have tried. You can see we qualified, well, can you guys see that? No, you guys can't see that. So we qualified 15th. We're seeing right now a rundown of all the cars in this race here and where we kind of stacked up with everyone. So, yeah, let's go right into the next session, which is going to be the race. And, yeah, this is going to be a 30-minute session. Just had a little bit of a flash on the screen again that we mentioned on our first... hold on one second. We're experiencing a flash on the screen on our first unboxing and first impressions video. If any of you guys saw that, we kind of mentioned that flash, and I mentioned it was almost like a cable static, as far as like static on your TV. It's for a very brief second, and when I mentioned that, there was a few people in chat that have the Rift S that mentioned they are experiencing the same thing. Very sporadic. This is the first time during today that I've experienced that, so not going to take you out of the experience. I don't know if it's a software related issue or what. Felt like we have to report it. But yeah, we're going to be doing our full review of this headset. May come out the end of this week or next week as far as the review goes. Oh my gosh. That was a horrible start. We ended up getting our full power of our vehicle right in the middle of the turn while we were on rubber and dirt from the side of the track. So we ended up spinning the rear a little bit. So far, we are now 14th. Minutes left of this race session. Whoa, come on, buddy. Really laying on the brakes there. He used to do that in fourth gear with this car when it was first released. I don't know if there's a change in the physics model. Now, now the car just wants to step out for me. Oh, come on.
Well done, mate. The fastest lap so far.
And here I was sliding that one in. Gonna go down to third gear. Much smoother. Slower, but smoother. Really could have just stayed in second gear through that one. That chicane didn't really require for me to go down to first. So far, everything in this headset is working good. Tracking is fine. For sim racing titles, I do not recommend using the built-in headphones. It's really good for VR-based experiences, like super hot VR, anything like that. But any car sounds, there's a reason why we're wearing our Sennheisers right now. Just does not sound that great. Anything bassy, which, you know, engines are, you get a lot of that growling exhaust note and intake noise. You miss a lot of that, actually. It's seems to be more mid-range and highs. It just doesn't sound good, unfortunately. Few cars up there starting to make a move. Again, out of habit, I went back down the first. Didn't really have to. Gonna have to work ourselves out of that. Another flash. Again, similar to that classic cable static screen. That's what it looks like for a split second. Really, it's about 1 frame's worth of time. I'm not exactly sure what's causing that. We are on the latest NVIDIA graphics drivers. Oh, no. Damn. Caught a little bit of the grass on the outside. Darn it. We paid for that. Last lap was a 1:33.477. Lost 2 positions. We are now 16th. I can't stop. Car wouldn't stop. These brakes are kind of getting me worried. Although it's not showing that they're overheating or anything like that on my HUD. I wasn't sure what that was about. Made it that time. Ah! Trying not to spin the rear tires on that corner exit.
Well done, mate. This has been your personal best.
It was a 133.36. Feel like we're getting a little bit smoother. At least we didn't whip the rear end down on that one.
Well done, mate. Your fastest lap so far.
It's a 133.2. Oh, come on. Now the tires are getting angry. Oh,
Some light damage at the rear of the car.
come on. Got spun out by the AI. Now my tires are not wanting to stop me.
You're halfway through. Keep pushing.
Tried to feather on some throttle to hold the car in there. Come on, come on. Ah, dang it. Too much throttle.
Pressure lost on the left rear.
Got him. He almost came in on me there. I do gotta say, even though the visuals are not that great right now, we did just get that flash again. All that said, my heart is still pumping. Oh, come on. And I am still sweating. What the heck? It's still got my my adrenaline going. Don't give up on me. Come on, tires. The left rear is losing pressure. Trying my best to hold it. Another flash. Seems to be happening more frequently. Come on. Barely giving it any throttle and it's spinning the rear tires. Now I'm regretting that decision, not putting a mandatory pit stop. I just want to clarify, if you're just joining in, what I just said a little while ago about the visuals is not the fault of the headset. It's the fault of ACC right now in VR. Doesn't look that great, unfortunately, especially, well, so far in Oculus. Oh,
Got some light damage.
couldn't stop in time. Couldn't stop in time. Should have maybe just went on the inside or something like that. Very light tap. Actually cannot see that car's taillights ahead of me. I don't know if it's the body color kind of mixing with the taillights a little bit. I can't really see when he's applying the brakes. We're on him. We're on him. I can't stop in time.
Light damage on the front.
Damn. I don't know what it is. I can't stop fast enough behind this guy. Besides the fact that I can't see when he's braking or where he's braking because I can't see his brake lights. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but I can't. Darn. I didn't have enough speed to really make that happen. Darn, darn, darn. It's like on and off whether or not my brakes will work at the markers. I feel like I'm hitting the brakes where I always hit the brakes, and it's like on and off whether or not it'll actually stop me in time or not. Come on. Man, I can just feel these tires giving off. This whole car is like crab walking to the side.
Right, man. Leader is on the final lap. Give it all you can. There's some light damage on the left of the car.
So the race should be over. It's not saying that the...
Leader has finished the race.
Oh, okay. Definitely a far departure from when we were winning races with this car. With AI all the way up like this. But... like everything else, a little bit of practice, we'll get back in the saddle. But...
Alright, check it, fine. Good job.
First full race
Good. I'll bring the
in
car back.
ACC with this car, well, with this headset. Issues with this title. I don't recommend it right now. I don't know for VR. I don't know what's going on. If you could turn the resolution scale up to like 160, 170 like we had it, obviously you're not going to be streaming like we are. So it wouldn't really matter. Or if you are streaming, you're going to have to use the Steam VR viewer windowed mode. And like stream off of that, although that quality is not as good. So yeah, that's the only way to really get it to look decent, unfortunately, because right now it's super blurry. I can't read any of the markers. Any of these signs, I can only see them like when I'm on top of them, like right there. That's the only time I could read them. I can't read the brake markers. I couldn't really see taillights ahead of me at all. I know where the brake markers are in this title, so that's why we were trying our best to stop at an appropriate time. But it's very hard to be accurate right now. So if you have to run the title at like normal render quality, as far as, 100% scale, resolution scale, like we have to in order to stream it, it's not good right now. I'm gonna have to try it with my Samsung Odyssey again, Windows Mixed Reality. Try Steam VR mode and see if it's the same, because it gives you either Oculus or Steam VR mode. And so we are in Steam VR mode right now, and it just no bueno. This is not good at all.
Stay clear of the curbs.
See where we could find our pit stall. There we are. But the headset itself performed pretty darn well in this race. Everything was fine here, aside from the occasional, I think we had 3 or maybe 4 single frame like flashes, and I'm not exactly sure what's causing those flashes. And it's very similar to what you experience in like cable TV static, that screen. And it's for a split second. It feels like it's only a single frame, but it happened to me 3 times during this race. Didn't take me out of the experience. Didn't really affect the race. I'm not going to say it affected anything, because it really didn't. But it wasn't welcome seeing that. And we have seen it almost every time we've been in VR in this headset. Both in normal VR experiences as well as sim racing experiences so far. So I'm not sure what's going on there. A few of you have said that you have experienced that. Yeah, brake light visibility was kind of an issue. Now, that's something I've not experienced before. A long while ago, when we used to, before we got this monitor, the Samsung CHG90, when we did a lot of VR... Hold on just a moment. When we did a lot of VR sim racing, let's see. Let's actually change this over. When we did a lot of VR sim racing with our Odyssey, we were in ACC quite often as soon as VR was released. Shortly after, there was some updates, and it didn't look half bad. It actually looked pretty good. We were able to do competent races. It didn't, it wasn't the best looking VR experience at all. Without a doubt, there was better VR experiences, and but yeah, that was pretty horrible. I couldn't see the brake lights at all, and that was something new to me that we haven't really experienced before. Again, render resolution, if you could bump that up, greatly affects the title. It actually looked pretty darn good. Still nowhere near as good as like iRacing or Assetto Corsa or Race Room Racing experience in VR. Or Dirt Rally. So, take that for what it is right now. ACC, I don't think I'm going to include it in the review, in the full review of the headset, only because it doesn't feel like it's finished in VR mode. Go for Chucks. Yeah, got it working. I kind of figured out also when you first put on the headset, being that it's inside out tracking, I kind of like have to be standing in the center of the play space, turn on Oculus, go to Oculus Home, make sure it's tracking and that it found my play space, which it did, and then sit down, turn on Steam VR. Even though like it recognized our play space, if I just sat down, put on the headset, as soon as it went to Oculus Home, and I could see the boundaries of our play space, if I did it from sitting down, was in Oculus Home, then went straight to Steam VR, for some reason, it actually stopped all tracking. And basically, I would move my head around and nothing would happen. Really disorienting. Or when we were in ACC, the head position, the head movements were all gyroscope based. So if you turned your head fast and came back, you were off center. Or if you leaned forward and leaned back, it tried to figure out what you were doing with the internal gyro, and it was actually doing the inverse. It was really, really bad. I found the only way I could get it to track in Steam VR reliably, it wasn't only an ACC issue, this is like a Steam VR issue when it hooks into it, is to be standing in the middle of my play space in Oculus Home, then sit in the rig, then turn on Steam VR. Very weird, but that's the only way I was able to get it to work. You get the random glitch screen as well, the Mixer. Yes, the Mixer 99. Thank you for the information. I don't know what's causing that. It'll be interesting to kind of go back and see in the forums if anyone else is having this issue. This sim is all about the tires. Yes, it is. Definitely is. Is it better resolution than the HTC Vive? Well, we'll cover that once we actually do the full review. I'm going to go over all the specs. I want to have everything in hand as far as all the real specs. I don't want to... The headset does look good, though. In iRacing, I do got to say, the going from a pentile display like the OLEDs to the LED stripe, or is it the LCD stripe? Sub-pixel arrangement is a big time game changer as far as clarity when reading text. This was not a good example of it. Again, ACC, I'm probably not going to include it in the review, and I apologize, guys, but it just doesn't feel finished. I don't feel like it would do this headset any justice, including it when it's not really finished. So, all right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some information. If you're wondering, like, what's the state of ACC right now and how does it look in the Oculus Rift S, at the moment, the biggest thing you can do if you can run it is go under resolution scale and bump it up to like 160, 170, or even 200. And then maybe put anti-aliasing on FXAA or turn it off. If you're running it at a resolution scale of 200, you might want to turn anti-aliasing off completely, just to try to get some of that performance back. I did notice when we were on the title, we're not streaming from the same system. So when we were on the title with resolution scale up to 170 and FXAA on mid, it actually looked decent. It wasn't perfect, looked decent, and the performance was okay in the Oculus Rift S. Couldn't really tell if it was reprojecting or not. Definitely at the start of a race when we were testing it. On grid, you could kind of feel the reprojection a little bit, but once cars spread out, it was kind of imperceivable, which was nice. But you could also see at the beginning of the stream, the weird little, you could see the circles on the screen because the resolution scale went up to 200%, so it just kind of brought everything down. Yeah, that wouldn't be really watchable for you guys. But yeah, you know, we had the AI up. We had our issues that we had. We were able to finish the race, although not in a good position. But again, I don't think ACC is good at this moment. But the headset did well, except for the glitching. Not exactly sure what's causing that. Tracking was fine. I know a lot of people are concerned in the way of motion rigs like we have. We have our 3 degrees of freedom motion rig. You were able to see the rig moving, the seat moving, and it never really lost center of the tracking. And again, another, yes, there is a new type of AA, the KTAA, and that's what we were using on Epic just now. And it didn't really, it's better than FXAA because you get less of the shimmering, and it's better than temporal anti-aliasing because you get less of the blur, but it really wasn't that great. Ray Taylor, it wasn't as good as increasing the resolution scale. The dash literally looked like someone put Vaseline over the dash, or the way I was explaining it last time was it almost looked like the dash wasn't rendered fully, like it was a low resolution version of the dash. It wasn't good. I wasn't even looking at it to try to get my gear shift indicator or information on there. It was pretty bad. But KTAA is a new type. I think it's KTA or KXAA. Let me see. It is a new type of anti-aliasing that they're using, and it works better, but it's still not fixing that issue. Let's see. Let me go to. Yeah, KTAA. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's and it's pretty performance heavy. So, you know, even though you have it on Epic, it's not as nice on your system as FXAA or temporal upscaling or anti-aliasing. You definitely feel the impact. Yeah, Ray Taylor. So again, it'll look good if your system can let you put that render resolution up quite a bit. That's the only thing I recommend right now. But again, we're getting that glitching issue in the headset. I got to figure out what's causing that. And we're going to be trying some other titles, so definitely stay tuned. If you want more information regarding this Rift S, I was impressed with it in iRacing so far. So far, tracking seems to be working fine if you follow the steps on how to turn it on and have it read your play space in Oculus Home. That's another little issue that we're having. I want to see if maybe I could talk to someone in the community space to see why that is the case. Why do we have to be standing in the middle of our play space when it recognizes it when we're sitting in our play space? You know, when we were sitting here in the rig, it recognized the play space. So why are we going in Steam VR losing tracking in that order versus standing in the middle of the play space, then sitting, going to Steam VR and not losing tracking? Also, another issue we're having here and there is when we first turn on the headset, the screens are not turning on with the headset. So we're going into Oculus Home and we are resetting the headset through the software, sometimes 3 times before the screens actually turn on. I've tried different USB ports. I have a bunch of USB 3.0 ports on the back of the PC here, and we're not streaming from this system, so it's not like, you know, a heavy load issue. Not sure what's causing that. That's another thing that we're going to have to try to investigate before the review comes out, because I want to make sure that it's not user error. So next, I think we're going to be doing an iRacing race. We'll try to get a full race in that, or Dirt Rally. We might even just do a Dirt Rally day, because I kind of miss Dirt Rally in VR, and Oculus has native support for Dirt Rally, so that should be pretty cool. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining in. If you have any questions at all, post them in the comments when this video goes live, and I'll try to kind of go back and answer everyone's questions as much as possible. I greatly appreciate you guys' support, hanging out with us. A lot more of these live streams and videos are going to be coming, so definitely stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Also, check us out on Instagram. We have an Instagram, CrashHawkRA, where we put a lot of our behind-the-scenes stuff that we're doing with our car, Camaro ZL1, any updates, upgrades, or anything like that, any car shows we go to, or any races, real-life races we go to. We post everything on there behind the scenes. You're going to want to check that out, as well as our Discord. It's going to be in the description box. As far as the link to the Discord, you're going to want to check us out there too. Thank you so much. Share this video if you like it, and we'll see you all next time.